Welcome to Police Custody Basics, and today's topic is Section 136 of the Mental Health Act in relation to police custody. Often confuses people, and we're going to have a quick look at what the protocols are, the national protocols between the police and the clinical setting. So first off, a police officer may detain a person who is not at their residence. So it used to be in a public place, but now it's not at their residence. So 136 powers can be activated whilst the person is physically in the custody building and even in the cell. So if the person is detained away from the police station, the police officer can detain that person and either keep them at the place of safety or take them to the place of safety. But what we want to look at here specifically is if the person is detained at the police station. So the person's been detained for criminal investigation, and circumstances then reveal that the person is in need of clinical assessment. So 136 powers can be activated so that the person then isn't bailed and released from custody. Now what should happen now then is the healthcare professional, the HCP, should now be contacting the nursing staff at the hospital, and an arrangement should be agreed for what time that person can be processed at the hospital for their assessment. There is also the alternative that the clinical staff can come to the police station if that's the safer option, but the primary option is to get the detained person to the clinical setting. And remember, this person is detained as a clinical patient, not as a criminal justice detainee. So you don't use the word arrest to the person and they don't get cautioned. They're detained as a place of safety and to take them to the place of safety for clinical attention. Now, when you get that person then to the hospital, police officers should not be expected to wait more than an hour before the clinical staff take the detained person from them. Now, this is a national agreed policy. So what it also says in that policy that if it gets to the hour and the police officers are still there, they should be speaking to the ward manager, so to the senior nursing staff that's there, and raising the issue. If that doesn't prove successful, then the police officers need to be escalating it up through the ranks of the police. So first protocol might be the duty sergeant or the duty inspector. And if that's not successful, then raise it up to the strategic management level, because this is a national policy. So there we have a very quick run through in relation to 136 powers can be activated in a police custody unit. Once they are activated, the next protocol for getting them to the hospital is the HCP should be performing that function of speaking to the nursing staff at the hospital, arranging a time for them to be dealt with. And when the police arrive there, which might either be, well, ideally it should be in an ambulance as the transport, but in exceptional circumstances, to save the person being kept in cells unnecessarily long, it might then have to be a police vehicle, but the primary objective is an ambulance. But you agree the time, they arrive at the hospital, it shouldn't be more than an hour for officers to be waiting, and if it reaches the hour, then the senior nursing staff should be spoken to in relation to this. Now, I will put the link in the comments boxes in relation to that protocol document, so if you're not aware of it, you can see it there. Thank you for listening to Police Custody Basics. Thank you.